let's head into the mine.
Be careful. If you get close to a Zook,
Take
they'll
over
attack.
so he can screw around with the dogs. Changing controls during combat. During combat, press the options while in the menu to change your character's control mode. Semi-auto, moves until an attack range. Manual, full control, auto fights based on set strategy. Semi-auto mode is designed for players who only wish to casually dabble in combat. Meanwhile, manual mode is for those seeking full control, while auto mode lets the game take turn. Definitely want to do manual, I think, right? Yeah, so we're gonna do manual.
You're surrounded.
Controls. I don't understand the difference between dash and run. They seem like they do the same thing, but Keith may figure it out. So.
Don't let them.
Your square and your X are both swallow blade right now, so I think we only have 2 abilities, so it just filled it into both. Rise and Wyvern and Triangle. The R2 is your roll.
We've turned the tables on him.
There are still more left.
Right.
Earlier in the game when we started, it told me that the left joystick, clicking it, is a dodge ability. I think that's if they're incoming. You'll kind of like jump out of the way or something.
Here I go.
Couldn't figure that one out either.
I'm sure I can put this to use.
Don't know what the sharp fangs do. Got one of these already. Now we got 2.
Don't fight any enemies.
Making
you
contact
can
with an
otherwise
enemy icon
avoid.
will initiate a
All
battle.
right.
Defeating all
Makes
enemies
sense.
will be experience.
If we try to take them all on, there'll be no end in sight.
You sure won't hear me complaining.
There's a treasure chest up here. Life bottle. Heals the KO'd for 1 ally during battle, as well as restoring 800.
This is
Good
Seems you
news.
found something good. Supplies like that are valuable. Never overlook them.
got it. I'll remember that.
Let's stop a moment to catch our breath.
Campfire.
But I've barely worked up a sweat.
Speak for yourself. What do you want, a medal? Doesn't look like we're being followed. Fail to grab these rare moments of quiet when you can. You'll end up regretting it later.
You're the boss.
Alright, so campfires are your rest stops. Clearly they heal us and get us up to speed. Resting at a campground will restore your party's HP and CP. While resting, you can watch skits and cutscenes that you've previously viewed. Alright.
Normally, we should take turns standing guard. But this first time, I'll watch over things so you two can rest easy.
Downloadable costume packs are now available.
I've
which
never just
I saw
sat
at the
and
beginning.
watched a fire like this before. Zephyr, why aren't you concerned about who I am?
You feeling left out, son?
No, it's not that. But
You said you wanted to fight so that you can live a free man. At this point, that's all that matters. Even if it somehow turned out you were a Renin, it wouldn't be such a big deal.
a Renin?
Until we know who you are, we can't rule anything out.
Ooh, he's calling us out.
Besides, we've already got Shion with us. At this point, what's one more Renin as long as they're on our side?
So you don't see every Renin as an enemy?
Our goal isn't to hunt down and kill all Renins. We only arm ourselves as much as we need to set ourselves free. If you can believe it, not every Danon agrees with what we're doing either.
Are you saying we have enemies among the Danons?
Not quite. They're just not up for rebelling, per se. The thing you have to remember is that everyone has their own path to walk.
I'm not sure I understand.
That's okay. Just focus on what we have to do right now. However, the time will come when you'll need to decide what to do for yourself.
I get to pick which side I want to be on. Sweet.
How come you don't have a scar on your hand?
A scar? What do you mean?
The Crimson Crows all tore off their own spirit cores, right? But your hand doesn't show any signs of ever having a core like theirs. Why not?
I don't know. I don't remember anything about myself from before Doc found me.
Seriously? You have that mask, you don't feel any pain, and you just happen to know how to fight with a sword? No way. You must remember something.
I'm not lying if that's what you think.
We've been through this. He
Believe
doesn't
me,
remember
I
anything.
wish I knew who the hell I am. But I don't. It's funny how I didn't have any time for soul-searching while digging up rocks in a mine.
Still,
Are you saying you've told us everything about yourself?
Zephyr.
It's bad manners to pry when you've got plenty to hide yourself.
You're not gonna ask me about my past, too?
Only when I think it's necessary. You're a real man of mystery, I'll admit. That said, I'm not one to dig around in someone's business just out of curiosity. If you remember something and feel like sharing, you're free to do so. For now, I think that's good enough.
Right. Thank you.
so this whole you not feeling pain thing, is that for real?
Didn't he already
Why
prove
would I
that?
lie about it? And why would you care anyway?
No, it's just, you know, I can't imagine what it's like, that's all.
As a slave, I'd say it has its advantages and disadvantages.
Oh?
On the upside, when Renan soldiers push me around, I hardly flinch. The downside's that I get injured without even noticing.
Right.
Which means I could be knocking on death's door and not even realize it.
Really?
Exactly.
Sure. I may be numb to pain, but it doesn't make me immortal or anything. Still, I wouldn't have noticed any of this if someone hadn't pointed it out to me. If not for my fellow slaves, I'd be long dead, lying in a ditch somewhere.
Sweet.
A Master Core, huh? Now I see. So that's why Balsef's cronies were so desperate to catch her.
Is that what it's called? The jewel in her chest?
Oh, right. You don't remember a damn thing, do you? Ah, fair enough. Guess it's time to fill you back in. Tell me, you ever wonder why we Dahnans are made to work ourselves to the bone, day in, day out?
Well, when you put it like that, I always just assumed we were mining resources for them.
Yeah.
And don't you think it'd be quicker if they used all that high-powered tech they have? Why go to all the trouble of relying on weak human labor?
Keep you under their fingers?
Listen, what the Renans are really after isn't resources or minerals. It's astral energy.
What does that mean?
They're harvesting the astral energy that sleeps inside all matter in life forms. And they're doing it the same way they have for the past 300 years, using us Dahnans as mere siphons.
Right. They have machines for minerals, but extracting from Dahnans requires spirit cores. Any astral energy collected passes through a spirit vessel on its way to being stored in a master core.
But why go to the trouble of collecting all this energy in the first place? Do they really need all that juice just to use astral arts?
It determines the Sovereign.
Sovereign? Is that the Renan ruler?
Exactly. 5 lords, each doing whatever it takes to gather as much astral energy as they can and store it in their master cores. Whichever of them manages to accumulate the most power at the end of their contest is crowned the ruler of the Renan motherland. A new crown contest, as they call it, is held every decade or so.
So you see, the Master Cores are the receptacles in which the Lords store their power. And we Dahnans are sacrificed, so the Renans can choose their new ruler.
Wow.
That's insane!
Pretty crappy.
You're telling me that's what our people have been dying for this whole time?
Relax, hero. You're not the only one who's bent out of shape about the whole thing. There are 2 things that I haven't been able to get my head around yet. What business would a Renan have stealing a Master Core? And what's the deal with that blazing sword?
I think the sword is a physical manifestation of the Master Core's astral energy. As for why it took the shape of a sword, well, I don't know any more than you do. Honest.
And that stuff about needing your permission to use it? What was that about?
I'm the only one of us who can control the Master Core to some extent. Without me to adjust the flow of astral energy, the sword can't take a physical form.
What do you want out of
She's
this?
special.
You may be one of them, but you don't strike me as the ruthless oppressor type.
I'm going to take down all of the lords.
Huh.
Never thought I'd say this, but I like the cut of your jib, Renan. Very well. As far as we're concerned, the struggle continues either way. And with that sword on our side, our chances of victory just increased. That is, of course, assuming we can count the two of you in.
Fine by me. After all, it sounds like we're after the same thing anyway.
Honestly, I'm still a little confused by all this. But if it's a choice between this or going back to being a slave, then I choose to fight.
Then it's settled. Together we'll overthrow the Renan Lords. And first up on that chopping block is Balsef, the wild beast. Sound good?
Sounds great, but he's crazy.
I've got to hurry.
We have another secret hideout in ULZEBEK, not far from here. We should be able to meet up with our comrades there.
An antidote rock. Stone that keeps microbes at bay as it breaks down toxins. Storing it together with food will make that food last long.
What a weird stone.
I
Figured it was
sense a
gonna cure
strange
poison.
power from it. We should gather as many as we can find.
Some glowy rocks going on there. Wheat. Type of grain found in climates with hot and cold. Turning the flour can be used in a wide array of recipes. Alright,
We should be able to eat this. Whenever you find some, make sure to grab it.
It's edible, huh? Good to know.
Definitely. Cut it out. Didn't anyone ever tell you it's rude to stare?
I know I already asked you this, but are you sure we haven't met somewhere before?
What's so hard to understand? I'm Renan, you're Danon. There's no way. Besides, I'm from Lenegus. Trust me, wherever you were before you lost your memory, we've never crossed paths.
Lenegus? You mean the same Lenegus that's up in the
up
sky?
in the sky.
I've heard it called the Renan's Castle, but I never imagined people actually lived up there.
Well then, where did you think we all lived? Didn't you see the Renan Lords descend for the crown contest?
And how long ago was that?
Well, the current contest started 7 years ago, so...
Then I wouldn't remember.
Just how far back do you remember?
About a year, give or take. That's how long ago Doc found me.
1 year. Then no. I'm sorry, but there really is no way we could have met.
Guess not. That is one enormous stray.
I don't think we can take it right now.
We've almost made it to ULZEBEK.
Mushrooms. Poisonous varieties exist, meaning caution must be exercised when collecting and picking them. Okay, so can't just eat every mushroom you find.
I'd steer clear of that Zoogle if I were you.
Damn. That weak, huh?
Thing will kick you.
Normally I don't pick on the weak.
You're mine!
Go! I'm only getting started!
I'll run you through! You're not coming! I'm not done!
Guess we gotta roll with it.
Here I go. Here I come.
Is that your cue to roll?
Here I go.
Rising Wyvern! You're mine! Talon it's over! Mirage!
There.
You're finished!
You're mine.
This.
Right.
I can feel
His
my
name's
power
Zephyr?
growing!
So Zephyr said roll, and right then kids rolled. A dog tail resembling that of a wise noble Shiba Inu that, when combined with a set of ears, makes it tempting to run around barking everywhere. I imagine we're going to use it for something else. An owl sighted, total
used
one.
as a symbol to represent ancient Dana.
Then owls can be found roosting in hidden spots. It said one, so obviously we're trying to find a bunch of them. There's some sparkly stuff. Wait, so you can avoid the battle? No, you can't.
I'll take you all on.
They chase you down.
Dig deep.
Easier said than done.
No excuses. This is up to us. Rising
I can see Shione's CP. I can see her HP, but I can't see where our. Oh, it's underneath it.
Rising Wyvern! Mirage! Here I come!
I'm on it.
Rising Wyvern!
So does she auto heal you?
Mirage!
I'll run you through.
Finish!
This is not going to play.
Rising Wyvern!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Let me know if you're struggling.
Hardbone. We're just collecting a bunch of stuff, basically. Got it. Orange gel. Restores 30% CP.
What's this thing?
Down the end of the tracks. We head back here.
Right, here goes! You're mine! Rising Wyvern!
I'll run you through. See ya.
Rising Wyvern! You're finished! Rising Wyvern!
How's this? See ya.
No escape!
Touch cannon.
Only getting started.
Here I come!
I'm sure I can put this to use.
Parallax stone. Stone that can relieve numbness when rubbed, making it prized by those who have to maintain the same posture for extended periods during work. That means we're going to be doing something that requires us to stand still. We'll probably need that. Alright, here we go. Lord of Caligula, he is in pursuit of Shane, who's stolen his master core. That's Balsif. Gotta read those. ULZEBEK. Hooray.
Okay, people. This is it. ULZEBEK.
No sign of any Renin guardsmen.
The Renins aren't as populous as the Danans. Probably figure stationing guards in a place like this would be a waste of precious manpower.
So this is where the next safe house is?
Yes. The last place they'd think to look for enemies is on their own doorstep.
That is, assuming anyone actually made it here before us.
Zephyr!
Looks like we needn't have worried. Come on.
Somebody beat us there. Head to the Crimson Crow's hideout. Iron Mask. This is ULZEBEK. It's the Danan Enclave like plenty of others in this room. Unlike Moscow, which is mainly mining and explosives, which is food and other daily essentials, it's really show their face here, which is why we've made it our headquarters. Okay, so this is where you can buy stuff. Not everyone made it out alive. Am I really that famous? Of course I'm famous. chickens just laid eggs. He took every last egg. That's rude. Okay. What do we got going on here? Oh, what happened to you? Can't take on those brain eyes. Nothing of substance in there.
What's this doing here?
Apple gel? Food, clothing for him. Okay, that person can make stuff, but he's got no material. Inside their building? The end. One of the several living quarters for
Looks like we get to sleep with a roof over our heads.
slaves. I feel like you have to fix your own food. See what he's got for sale. Life bottle, scrap meat, scraps left removed from various animals, preparation to eat, just fine. Carp. Party fish. Wait, was there other categories up there when you click buy? What was at the top of his thing? Looked like he had more than just the 3 that you were on. Click buy real quick. See it? Oh, that's all. Okay. So there is an L1, R1 at the top, but that's all he has. This is like a poor lame-o inn. Don't really have much. You got a living working in the fields thanks to the infrastructure patrols. The areas used for just okay. Yep. What's the other door? No, to the right. Keep going. No, there was another. Yeah, there was another building. No, to your left. See it over there? Wastelands that are in but nothing but Zoogles for miles. If you don't have business out there, I'd stay far away. Okay, cool. Something up in here. Can go upstairs. I can't hardly see nothing with these old eyes anymore. My creaky old body can't take much more. Got it. The road over there leads to go. You won't find any Renans since it's all just ruins, but it's crawling with stray Zoogles. Yeah, we heard that. We got it. 3rd floor. Going up. This is really pushing, so we gotta stay hydrated. Can't sort of. Yep. Can't collapse. Who's in the corner? It's safe to come out. There's a 4th floor. Going up. Ooh. Scrap meat. Okay.
What's this thing?
You can jump. Signs on it. You can't ever repeat what happened to the mine. Yep. Look at us go. I got water to carry. They can't afford to kill the workers. I've heard that too. Quick, get inside. having a meeting.
Zephyr, you made it! See? I told you there's no way Zephyr would have kicked the bucket.
Fine, you were right. So, what's the plan?
Well, we've got an ace up our sleeve and the enemy's in disarray. I say we strike while the iron's hot.
I agree.
So we're finally going head-to-head with Balsef.
That's right. We can't afford to mess this up. It's now or never.
Then now it is! We've all been waiting for this day for far too long!
Leave the plan to me. In the meantime... Yeah, you two need to do something about your outfits.
I have just the thing for your size. Stay right there, okay? Ta-da! I told you, it fits like a dream.
Oh my god.
I'm afraid we don't have any Renin clothing. I could find you some Danon outfits. But something tells me you'd rather pass.
Is this really that important?
In case you need reminding, I'm here because our interests overlapped. Nothing more. At no point did I say I've given up being a Renin. Now, let's play nice. How about you ask Nath and see what he says? He's our one-stop shop for info around here. With any luck, he might just know something.
Ocean blue battle garb. Ocean blue clothing received from Tilsa that was made by stitching together. Okay. And we lost Zephyr. Some. We'll find him outside. How do Renins fight? What are Zeagles? What are Astral Arts? Okay. We know what you look like if we need you. He's outside. Well, hello there, sir.
Nath, we need your help.
Ah, damn. Never the manpower when you... Huh? Help, huh? What kind? Is it urgent?
Well, no, not exactly.
Well, in that case, would you mind helping me out with something first? The work's really piled up around here.
What is it you'd like us to do?
Anything you can manage. No one cares about us slaves. That's why it's all the more important that we stick together and take care of each other. Check in with that guy over there for details on what needs doing. And thanks in advance.
Okay, that's your taskmaster. Quest giver.
I feel like somebody's watching us.
You think?
Try to be careful not to stand out too much. You're the only Renin around here, you know.
I know. I was just thinking about how communal it feels here, even though it's only supposed to be slave quarters.
Huh? Oh, yeah. When you put it like that, I guess it is different from heavily patrolled Mosgul. Were you expecting something more depressing?
It's likely a sign that Balsef doesn't think you guys can do anything to him.
What?
I mean, if Balsef thought the Crimson Crows actually posed a threat to him, you'd figure he'd be trying harder to suppress them.
You... No. You're probably right about that. All of the other Danons that aren't with the Crimson Crows accept the Renin's rule as simply a fact of life. From the day we're born, no, probably even before that, it's been drilled into us that the only purpose our lives have is to help select the next sovereign.
That's a great life.
If they don't like the status quo, then they should fight it. Otherwise, they're endorsing it either way.
I see it differently, but that's just me. Speaking of Renins, do all of them think about things the way you do?
I won't deny that among my fellow Renins, power and status are everything. However, that isn't what this is about for me. I have something I need to do. And I'll do whatever it takes, and use whoever and whatever I need in order to get the job done. To hell with power.
Hey. Yes!
To give people a place to rest. So this is kind of our rest spot.
I guess. Got it.
Subquest talks on the letter icon. Clearing these subquests will earn you rewards. You can accept as many of them as you like. You can also check each of their objectives from the activity records.
I had no idea the Crimson Crows were so active.
You sound pretty thrilled by that.
Thrilled? Maybe. But I'll settle for hopeful.
Looks like we get to sleep with a roof over our heads.
Woohoo! A roof over our heads. Twin worlds. So erase the hierarchy, separate them. That field guide activity is where your subquest will be. Tracks. Look at you ducking and dodging everything. So you can run past them, but they track you down.
Get lost!
Here I come!
Go!
It's over! Come and face me!
One more!
Rising Wyvern! Strike! Mirage!
There!
Take this! You're finished! Take this!
Here's a healing arc! First aid!
Rising Wyvern! No escape!
Got
It's over! Rising Wyvern! I'm not done! Mirage!
It's over.
We did it!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking,
Here,
more
let me help.
pummeling.
Cut them apart to your
Rising
heart's
Wyvern!
content.
Mirage!
Sighted! It's
I'm
over!
not done! Rising Wyvern! You're mine! Slash! Swallow Blade! You're finished!
Take it! Help!
Here I come! You're finished! Here I come! It's over! Here I come!
And again!
You're finished!
Magna Ray!
Take this! You're finished! Here I come! You're finished!
Right.
Great!
And we've got people down.
What? They're all dead? How did this happen?
Somebody killed them.
Soldiers, that's how.
Are you Iron Mask?
He's not dead.
Yeah, I am. Dairon sent me to help. Hang in there.
I'm so glad you made it. In the bushes over there. You'll...
Hang on. Xion, do something!
It's no use. He's already dead.
Go to the bush.
Damn them! They've killed so many of us, and it's still not enough! They won't be satisfied until they've wiped us all out like pests!
He mentioned something about those bushes. We should check them.
Obviously.
Is this a cooking pot? But what is it doing here?
If I had to guess, he put it there to make sure a Renin wouldn't steal it.
So even though he knew he was dying, he chose to use the last of his strength to hide it, believing somebody would come for it. I guess you think it's stupid getting killed over a silly trinket, huh?
No. Clearly he risked his life for something he believed in. I would never mock someone for that. However, it will be up to us to figure out the purpose behind his dying act.
We'll make sure it wasn't in vain. If nothing else, this proves that the Renins can be outsmarted. We'll carry out your will, and see it through to the end.
Then we'd better get going. We don't know when those soldiers might be back to make another sweep of the area.
So this is what it means to fight the Renins.
Sounds like you're kind of scared to me.
Of course I am. But if I'm gonna die one way or another, I'd rather go down fighting.
More weeds for you to climb.
What's this thing?
Gotta break through! You're mine! You'll finish! Take this! Rising Wyvern!
With the exception of the guys that I fought, this is all you're fighting.
It's over!
Here, let me
Take
help.
this! It's over! Rising Wyvern! It's over! Mirage!
healing art.
You're mine! It's over! Rising Wyvern! It's over!
You're mine.
You're mine! You're finished! You're mine! Rising Wyvern! Mirage! It's over! Take this! You're finished!
One more.
Rising Wyvern! Slash! Swallow Blade! Crush! You're finished! We're in good form!
They always mean they're dead when they say someone's gone. Yeah, no. Rebellious Spark Trophy earned. 800 gold. Hooray. Oh, we get a skill panel now. Emblem obtained. That's Rebellious Spark. Skill, Counter Edge. After a perfect evade or a perfect guard, press R1 to trigger an immediate counter attack. As you fulfill certain requirements for each of your characters, you earn titles for them which unlock arts and skills that they can learn, making fighting easier. You can view title unlock requirements from the skill panel. You can spend skill points SP to learn arts and skills from unlocked titles, all of which grant powerful effects, making it worth your while. To spend SP early and often, the skill panel can be accessed directly by pressing the right directional key. If there's a skill you want to learn but just don't have the SP, highlight it in the skill panel and press square. Doing so will turn on the alert, and it will notify you once you have enough SP to finally unlock it. So we currently have 260. Allows you to dodge once while mid-air. Increases maximum AG by 1. A hidden art that unleashes a barrage of thrust before concluding with a dramatic slash. Stardust. Takes 240. Counter Edge. Didn't we just get that one, or is it just unlocked? Summons a vicious gale as it strikes enemies upwards, severing wind. Takes 2 AG. 240. Should be able to assign your abilities, because what happens when you get more than 3? Bingo. So under arts, you go in there and you can change them out.
You see anybody around here who could use our help?
We can't chase after every little thing.
I'm skeptical.
Insect with wings has skites
Right.
for arms.
All right. Got it.
Get it taken care of.
You're back, huh? Sounds like it was a real ordeal out there. Much as I hate to admit it, there aren't many of us who can take on those Renin armored soldiers. All we can do is make sure we remember those who sacrificed their lives for the cause.
Yeah, they won't be forgotten.
Glad to hear it. Now, what was that favor you wanted to ask me?
Oh, right. Well, you see...
So then, you're wondering if I know of any places where you can find Renin equipment, huh? Anywhere with those damn bright eyes is gonna have tight security, of course. You can't just go carelessly poking around. Unless... Across the wilderness outside ULZEBEK, you'll find the Fagin ruins. There's some kind of old Renin castle out there. What with it being impenetrable, I forgot. But with a Renin tagging along, who knows? Maybe you can find some way in. You ask me, though, it's a lot of trouble for some Renin rags. If I were you, I'd get comfortable with Danon guards.
Those look like the ruins. Let's move.
Are we really going in there?
Yes.
Defend
Now
your
let's move.
Hey, Shion, where does your gun come from?
What do you mean, where does it come from?
When you're fighting, it looks like it just appears out of nowhere.
Oh, that's transferal technology. When I don't need my weapon, I submerge it in empty space. And when I do, I summon it. Make sense?
She summons her
Not
gun.
really, but it sounds pretty amazing.
Huh?
Well, that way you don't have to carry around any heavy weapons or worry about enemies trying to steal them, right? It's a pretty cool invention.
You realize you're praising the technology of your enemies, right?
So, technology is technology. It's not good or bad in and of itself.
I guess that's true.
Am I really doing this for some lousy cloak? There's Sugals here too?
Yeah, so don't die.
Hey!
She
Right.
shoots down enemies at a distance. We read that.
Just a minute.
Boost attacks summon allies in combat to use their unique boost attack. Once the boost gauge BG is full, press the corresponding directional pad to execute. These moves can be followed up with more attacks afterwards, and they restore AG. Although the boost gauge builds up automatically over time, it can be built up faster by landing attacks and counter edges on enemies. The Iron Mask boosted attack initiates a brute force swing that can down almost any enemy. Use it to get allies out of deep trouble and create openings for additional attacks. So it's like a giant stun hit. Oh, here goes our tutorial.
With that blade and your strength, the average Zoogle shouldn't be a problem, right?
Now give it a shot. Swallow blade. Rising Wyvern. It's time. You picked the wrong fight.
I don't even see the boost gauge.
It's over.
Shion's boost attack is Wing Clip. Fires numerous beams of light from the muzzle of her rifle, effective on aerial enemies. It temporarily restricts their flight ability and downs them.
I'm only
Flyers.
This one's mine. I'll shoot them down.
Come and face me.
I never miss.
Take this.
Magna Ray.
Oh, she's to the left and you're
This
the
one's
up.
mine.
When she flashes, I see the boost gauge. Got it. I didn't understand. Okay. Teaming up with other party members for boost attacks allows you to keep attacking enemies longer. Different members work better against different enemy types, so don't be afraid to mix and match to maintain the upper hand.
This one's mine.
You're finished.
Where are you going?
You're mine. Swallow blade.
Take
Win.
it. I'm only
Oh, like hers to shoot them down and then yours once they're down.
You're mine. You're Slack.
If it's in the sky, it's mine.
It's on. Eat dirt.
Take it.
Here I come.
Wait, did you just miss?
Severing
Who
wing.
wants to die next?
You're ours. You're finished.
Excited. I'm only
Take
getting
this.
started. I'm ready.
Swallow blade. Slack. It's over. Take this. You picked the wrong fight.
Here I go.
You're mine.
Boink. Looks like you got the hang of it. Those were the easy ones.
A hard-won victory. You can hardly see anything from here.
Why don't we climb up higher and see if we can get a better view? What's this thing? So these are the Fagin ruins? How'd you figure a place like this turns derelict?
Your guess is as good as mine. I didn't even know this place existed until we heard about it. All that matters to me is whether I can find anything to wear in there.
Why does she care so much about her appearance?
An opponent like this should be easy. I'll take you all off. Swallow blade.
Lots of boost. Man, there's so many things going on. There's like her CP and boost gauge and his AG to use abilities. I don't even know where the AG
Got
is.
I've got this. Let a marksman handle it.
Rising Wyvern. All yours.
The AG thing, those little blue diamonds.
Mirage.
Here I go.
It's over.
It's over.
Hut, hut.
One more. Magna ray.
Mirage. It's
You
over.
got SP for skill points. You got
Here I come.
I'm ready.
You're finished.
This is it.
No escape. You're mine. Rising
let me help.
Wyvern. Mirage.
First aid.
Now I can let loose.
Looks like it could be worth something.
don't know what all that stuff is at the beginning, but always getting stuff. Apple gel. Mushroom. Don't eat the stinky mushrooms. They're probably bad for you. Potatoes. Ouch.
No choice. Take it. It's on. Win.
Magna ray.
Here I come. Eat dirt.
What are you saying?
Insects should stay on the
Come
ground.
one, come all. Rising Wyvern. You're mine.
And again.
Slash. Take this. Severing wing. Take this. You're mine. It's over. Here I come. Take this. You're finished. Rising
One
Wyvern.
more. I never miss.
Take this. It's over.
One more.
You're
Magna
on.
ray.
Take this.
There.
Severing wing.
Correct.
Take this.
It's
You're
over.
finished. Take this.
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
Wait. I guess we have to eat. Yikes. Iron Chunk. Click that map that you just brought up again. Visit the Fangen Ruins, you know that. Defeat the Mantis and the Sandanius Raven. That's a subquest. Priority subquest, though. Carp. Oh, yikes. What's that guy? Carp is fish.
I wonder if those are the Fagin ruins below us. Shouldn't be too much farther now, if that's the...
I guess it's been a while since I had a bite to eat. Don't worry about me. I'm used to working while I'm hungry. It's no big deal.
It is a big deal. You should eat whenever you can. The last thing I need is you keeling over in the middle of a fight just because you didn't eat.
Never thought I'd get lectured on eating by
Yep.
a Renin, of all people.
Gotta be eating all the time, I guess.
Yeah, well, Some of us Renans know what it's like to go without food, believe it or not.
What do you mean? I thought...
This isn't about me. Now, are you going to eat or not?
I would, if we had anything to eat.
We have
But we
tons to
don't.
eat.
Actually, I have a little bit of food on me.
You've been carrying that stuff around this whole time? I'm not sure it's gonna be enough for the both of us, though.
Haven't we been picking up
That's
fish
why
and
we're
potatoes?
going to cook it instead.
Cook? I've never done anything like that before.
Me neither, to be honest. But we've got to make something out of all this, so might as well try.
Alright, we get to learn how to cook.
What are you staring at me for?
Your clothes are all about function over form. You should think about sprucing them up a little.
Yeah,
Why?
that's important.
What purpose would it serve?
Right.
I guess you're right. I just think you'd look good with a little blue thrown in somewhere.
He's got some blue.
All right, I'll think about it.
Cooking. At camps and inns, you can cook meals, conferring temporary effects when eaten. New dishes can be made by finding recipes, while ingredients can be found at collection point in general stores. Eating a new meal overrides any previous effects. Depending on who in the party cooks the meal, the extent of their effects and their duration will vary. As such, it's wise to rotate who's on cooking duty based on your current goals and the party's overall status. Alright, porridge. Gentle dish made by simply boiling wheat in water, though sure to keep one full. There's hardly any flavor to speak of. Put your defense up tea. Consume double ingredients for plus 90% to cooking. So you can build your cooking skill clearly, and you will get new recipes, I imagine?
This should definitely keep you guys full.
Porridge. Why does it say 19 minutes?
You really do eat through that mask of yours, huh? I'm impressed you can manage so well.
Huh? Oh, it's nothing. You get used to it after a while. Still, I'm glad we decided to stop and fill our stomachs. I've got a newfound respect for cooking now. But I guess that's easy when you're used to eating everything raw.
Gross.
It would have been perfect if it had any flavor.
Sorry it didn't live up to your palate.
It's porridge.
Oh, no, that wasn't a knock on you. I was just... Sorry. That's not how I should thank you for cooking for me.
No,
You've
it's
got me
not.
curious now. Is it just pain you can't sense? Or are your taste buds shot too?
Oh, sure, my taste buds work fine. Although, apparently what I like tends to be a little out there.
How so? What's so unusual about what you eat?
Well, one time I couldn't get enough of these things I picked off a plant, but everyone else said they were way too spicy. Doc thinks maybe I crave spicy food to compensate for the lack of pain I feel.
Maybe it's best I take
can
charge
feel
of
the
the cooking.
spice?
You know, just to be on the safe side. I can't guarantee it'll be to your tastes, though.
I said I'm sorry. Look, I'll learn to tone down my tastes in the future, so let's just put that slip of the tongue behind us already.